So today we're going to talk about finance. We're going to talk about those mistakes that I've done being young, being stupid, and I wish like someone would have told me that back at the time, slapped my face and told me like, you're about to do the biggest mistake in your life. Don't do that. Hello my populace, I hope you guys doing well. Welcome to my channel. Taking my mug, my beautiful mug by the way, that had been offered to me for Christmas by my sister when I went to see her last week in Paris. Anyway, just thank you and welcome to my channel. That was a weird introduction. My name is Bettina. For the people new, you can call me Betty as you want, and for the people who's already subscribed, thank you so much and welcome back. So today we're going to talk about finance. We're going to talk about those mistakes that I've done being young, being stupid, and I wish like someone would have told me that back at the time, slapped my face and told me like, you're about to do the biggest mistake in your life. Don't do that. Why I'm talking about finance? Because we're going through a very crazy moments right now. The economy in the world is getting complicated. We are going through a lot of change, and I think it's one of the biggest change we're having, not just the climate change and whatever, but what are that's not important. It is important, and you can hear on my voice that I'm still getting impacted by those changes of weather. But one of the other mistakes that we always do is like with finance, and I think like because we not teach as the youngest age at school to properly manage our finance, we all most of the time, most of us made the same mistake. The first things that I can talk to you about, it's the stupidity that we go through as a young person, thinking like we're too young to think about our future. We're too young to prepare our future. But guys, that was the most dumbest things ever, because it's actually when you're young that you have to think about your future. If you wait to be older to think about your future, you're gonna waste so much time, because guys, it's when you're young that you actually do more things than when you're gonna be older. And I wish like someone was there and slapping my face and telling me like, go think about your future, stop the bullshit, you're young, you have the time to do that now. Even if I still been very mature back at the time, even when I was younger at 20 years old, I was already working, I was already going to a professional life and everything, I was not getting like that much concept or that much understanding future and actually what it's about and what you have to do. Second stuff that I've done being stupid and young with my finance is not learning enough. It's not because we're not learning that at school that it means like I cannot learn it by myself. And I knew that because actually that's what I did with the languages, because I was not learning the languages the way I wanted at school, that I decided to learn it by myself at home. And I think like if they teach us at school even just like 20% of what is managing your finance, I'm telling you, there's going to be less people going to debts and like financial issues, financial crises, because they will have learned that at school at the youngest age. And the more you taught in your youngest age, the more you're capable to understanding and the more you're capable to improve as an aged person. And one of the mistakes that I did was not learning by myself what it is finance and what it is about managing your finance. And I know that there was people around me when I was younger, and maybe you're the same, and you will be like relating to that will be talking to you about finance and like talk about your future or think about the future. But that's not enough. You cannot just say to someone at 17 years old, think about your future, without actually teaching her about what it is to think about your future. You have to get some skills. You need to get some understanding of like what is finance, what is having an account, what is having a salary, how do you divide those things, how to live with a minimum of your salary to make sure like you're saving, what is savings and emergency savings, what is like long-term savings, how to make plans, how to plan for the future, but also how to plan for the short future that you're gonna have, how to plan for the present, how to plan for the emergencies, things can happen to you, and how to count on you at least 2, 3, 4 times before counting on a credit or anyone else. And I think like someone have taught me that when I was younger, because that will be changing completely the way that you manage your finance, the way that you get to the finance, and you will not get that stress, because you feel like it's not because it's not in your field of education that you cannot actually do your own finance. The third mistake that I've done with my financial, it was not tracking my expenses and tracking my expenses day by day, or at least week by week. But clearly you have to do day by day. Now I'm doing day by day. Back at the time, I wish I could have at least done week by week, or even like in a monthly way, because tracking your expense makes you see where the money is going. And I'm telling you, when you are aware of where you're spending your money and where you are losing your money, you have this consciousness gonna wake, just like awaking in your head and just saying to you, girl, you're crazy. Stop that bullshit. Do you see where you're putting your money every month, every day that's going there? No way, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna let you do that. And you're gonna have this self-conscience of like, you need to stop that bullshit. But because you're tracking that, but if you're not used to track your expenses, if you're not used to track where you're getting where your money is going and where you're losing your money, then you don't know the bad mistake you're doing, the bad habits you're creating to yourself. And it's just becoming after a circle, because you're just asking yourself at the end of the month when you just see your account and it's empty, where did my money goes? But if you're not trying to learn that and check them and just like analyze that, then you will not understand that you're having bad habits and you will not be able to correct those bad habits. So clearly tracking my expenses being something that started to save me so much on finance. The fourth mistake that I have done being young is not having an emergency funds. This is very important here, guys. Let me take some drink because it's getting cold. So not how I'm putting my mug for that part of the video because it's very important, guys, very important. Not having an emergency funds has been one of the most stupid things ever, because all the time that I had like moments of something that happened, emergent thing that happened to me, I never had like something to cover that. So I was putting myself in a situation where I needed a backup that I didn't have myself. So when you don't have a backup by yourself, mostly what you can do is like going borrow loans. So I needed to get to a loan to actually be able to get myself out of that emergency. And because I was doing that, I was impacting my finance. That was making me go into a circle where I was using a loan, refining the loan, using another loan, refining a loan. And I understood that until last year when I started like making that financial fund savings, that I needed that to cover any unexpected emergency that I will have in my life. Because guys, you're gonna have unexpected emergencies when you're gonna be renting your own house, or you're gonna be like owning your own house. You will have like stuff that's not gonna work from day to another one that you haven't planned. Your fridge not working, your washing machine not working, you're having an accident, you're not working because you're like sick, and then all this time that you have less entries coming in your account, less money getting in your account, you still have expenses to get, or you have like to fix something. If you're going to the emergency, then you have to pay a doctor for that and you don't have insurance or stuff like that. You need to have like a saving fund who's going to help you for that, because if you don't have that, you're going to have to use your own salary, then it's going to impacting on you, or the fees that are not going to be able to be paid, and then it's a circle that you don't want to go through. And I understand that only until last year, guys. Until last year's. And it's because I understood that I was actually able to do what I'm doing right now. It was like having an emergency saving that is allowing me to not work before I already receive my indemnization, because I'm going through this service with the state. But if I didn't have that, I would be like, I don't know what I would have done, because I would have not have any income, and I would have not have any savings, and I would have to get a loan and, you know, put myself like in more debt. So clearly that's, you know, very important things to do. The fifth mistake that I've done with my money was to live outside of live a life that was too much for my salary. Let's say like you have a rule of 30, 50, 50. That's mean like, I don't know how to explain this one without taking too much time here. Maybe I will do like more videos about that if you want. But clearly you need to understand like you need to not, in 100% of your salary, you need to make sure like your expenses are around 30%. Maximum 40% of your salary. That's mean like you will have savings, 60% of savings, and that's important to have more savings on the percentage of your salary than more expenses. And that's something I didn't understood back at the time, because back at the time I thought like the more I was making, the more I was able to spend. But it doesn't work like that. The more you're making, yes, but the less you still have to spend. And this is something like it's very important that I didn't know back at the time, and I'm just regretting so much. And until today, it's still complicated for me. I was doing that the last month, the last year actually even. So it's just getting to get normal for me. But back at the time, I'm telling you, I was just like, I'm making 3,000 per month. I'm gonna be like going out, spending money with buying clothes and stuff like that. And now I'm understanding like I should have not done that stupidity. And finally, the last mistake that I have done with my money journey is clearly applying to a lot of loans, and mostly like the revolving loans. Revolving loans, it's annoying loans. I'm telling you, I'm going to explain you that without taking too much time. But it's actually this kind of loan that work with a very high, high, high interest rate. It's like you have an interest that is so high that most of the time you're refunding more the interest that actually the loans you took. And this is very bad, and I have subscribed to that probably like 5 or 6 times in my life, and I regret that now they paid. But that's clearly something that I would never do anymore. It's like, you know, like you want to take something and you will take like, you will pay by 3 or 4 times mensualities, and then you will think like it's not that big, but it's actually, if you cannot afford something, just cash, don't pay it, don't take it. And that's something that I didn't know about at the time. So I'm thinking like, okay, I want, for example, that new phone, and this new phone is 1,000, and I cannot pay 1,000 in one time because I don't have that money. And I don't think like, okay, you don't have that money, so why are you buying the new phone? So I'm saying to myself, okay, I will take it like with like the loans, and then just pay like every pay like 3 4 months, and finish with that debt in 4 months. I'm thinking to myself, it's not a debt, it's not a loan. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and you're just like, it's not a loan. You know what I mean? Because for you, a loan is like something is 10 years, 15 years, stuff like that. But no, a 3 months loan is actually more devastating than something else, because the highest, it's because it's so short that the interest is so high, and then at the end of the day, you start like using or spending more money on interest, more money on that loans, that actually if you were to save on your side and make like some envelope on your budget, and just like save every month something to finally be able to take all this money that you will have saved, go to the go to the supermarket or to the Apple store, whatever, and just like pay by cash the phone that you are wanting to pay, and not go through that loans. And that's something that I understood now, and I wish someone could have told me that back at the time, that you can also do that divided payment, but on your own savings, and then after pay without contracting any kind of loan or any kind of like credit. That's it. That's all of the mistake that I've done. I think it's a lot, and I wish again like someone have told me that before. So if you're struggling with your finance, if you still have like some money issues, then I'm giving you that here. I'm not perfect with my finance. I'm not saying that. I'm way far away to be perfect with my finance. I'm still learning every day, but I am not doing most of those mistakes anymore. And I'm trying my best to not go back to them, because I learn now, and I know that it's very important to have those one. That's the basic stuff that you should have. You have like other habits that you can create with your finance, of course, but if you figure this one, if you make sure like you have those very good basics, a very good basics actually take care of, like very solid, there is no way that you will go to any issues with your finance, at least like not that big ones, and then you will probably have like a kind of like good a good evolution with your money, and like a quiet environment with finance. So I hope you guys, you like that video. If it's the case, leave me a sound up. I'm sorry for my voice, but you guys, I'm going through that sickness. We're gonna get through that eventually. Leave me in the comments if you're also struggling with your finance, if you decided to go with like a new reset up financial this year, and then you decided to change completely your habits. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you on the next videos. You guys take care, and bye bye my populace. It is.